This uncensored episode of SpectreSoundStudios is brought to you by my awesome patrons. Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Friday. That means it's time for SMG viewers' comments. Let's get right to it.
Why do you say 432 hertz thing is bullshit? Just interested if you've researched it at all.
Well, of course I've researched it. I made sure I got all my chakras aligned. I made sure to get some crystals in here, and I bought a bag of fortune cookies too. And you know what they said? They said 432 hertz is bullshit.
Hey man, I've watched a bunch of YouTubers that are in the music industry, but you are the real deal. It's absolutely awesome to see a guy with an honest opinion about gear and techniques and just being honest with his experience and knowledge. I think you're one of the greatest YouTubers in the music industry in terms of motivation and information, because I surely did learn a ton of information watching your channel so far. Keep up the good work.
Wow. Thank you so much. That really made my day. Thanks so much for your support and thanks for subscribing, dude. And yeah, I'm going to try and be as honest as I can with things.
Glenn is a fucking pussy, fat, shitty engineer who has thousands of dollars worth of equipment and still sounds like shit. Like, I'm not even hating, and I'm being super honest. You suck, man. And your stupid friend who knows nothing about audio, why the fuck is he saying anything about anything? Fucking hell, I hate this channel.
Well, just when I thought some people were beginning to appreciate this show, I guess not. But I'm questioning about this. Like, I'm not even hating, and then you finish it off with fucking hell, I hate this channel. Make up your mind, dumbass.
Hey Glenn, what's your opinion on drummers who don't wear shoes while drumming? Like Rick Allen, for example. Is that something that should be encouraged, discouraged, or is it just a question of whether or not a bassist plays with fingers or a pick? I.e., as long as it sounds good, who cares? Thanks, love the show.
Hey Eric, that's a great question. Personally, I don't care. If a drummer wants to play in socks, shoes, I don't give a fuck. Makes no difference to me as long as the end result is awesome. Here's something a little gross that I'll tell you. A major touring metal act that I'm not going to name, the drummer plays barefoot and has his drum tech actually pour Coca-Cola over his feet to make them sticky so they'll stick to the pedals better for the show. Not making this up, that is absolutely true, and I really feel bad for the drum tech who has to clean that up every night after all the sweat and gunk. Some jobs just don't pay enough.
Hey Glenn, I'm a musician and I got myself a mic and audio interface. I wanted to record demos with my band in our rehearsal space. Are there any tips for recording drums with one mic that doesn't sound that bad? We've had some recording sessions, but I have issues with the drums. Love your videos, greets from Germany, and fuck you, Glenn.
The first thing I'm going to ask are, how old are the drum heads on your drummer's kit? Because guess what? If the drums sound like shit to begin with, doesn't matter what you do in post, they're still going to sound like shit. So you're going to need your drummer to put new skins on, and he's going to need to learn how to tune that kit as well. Good luck with that. Highly recommend getting a drum dial. The other thing you want to do is experiment around with where you put the mic in the room. Your drums aren't going to sound amazing, but you can get some pretty interesting results with where you put the mic. It's going to take some experimentation. Highly recommend doing it. Congratulations. You're going to learn all about the thing we like to call mic technique. Good luck, dude. Hope it works out for you.
SpectreSoundStudios. I went back into my mix and my guitars are one hard left and one hard right and ran into stereo guitar bus and to stereo stem, but after master and export to my MP3, my guitars are now mono. Help, please.
Did you remember to export to a stereo file and not a mono file?
Hi Glenn, I was curious if you find any differences in running your studio monitors in the wall mounts versus just on top of your desk. If so, what are they? Are there any pros/cons to both ways of doing this? Thanks.
Oh, you're curious about the KS Digital monitors behind me. Yes, there is a difference. What we call that is soffit mounting. And yeah, there's some actual physics going on there. And what we're doing is creating something called an infinite baffle. And that basically keeps the bass frequencies coming out of the speaker moving forward instead of bouncing off the wall behind them and then coming back in and out of phase. If you go over to the John Sayers Studio Design Forum, look up his RFZ, that means Reflection Free Zone Control Room design, and it goes to great length to explain the benefits of having soffit mounts. That being said, yes, the KS Digital monitors are just a little bit too big for my soffits. So Brad Wright, the guy who built me the desk here, he has a YouTube show called DIY Builds. He's going to be coming over to check out the soffits, take some measurements, and hopefully we're going to get to rebuild them and hopefully get the KS monitors in at just the right spot and help tighten up the bass just a little bit in here, because the room really is designed to be soffit mounted. That being said, I am pretty impressed with the results I'm getting with them on stands, so there is that.
Hey Glenn, are there any tutorials for a guy trying to get a studio started? I've only been thinking about this for a few weeks, though I'm pretty serious. It's mostly for self-recording and my own bands. If I like it, I'll continue to record outside bands. I have about 10K to start. First purchases I was thinking about are Cubase Pro, Axe-FX 3, drum mics, and stuff for acoustic trio. I have a pro drum kit, good computer, studio monitors, and 2 separate rooms for recording/mixing. One of my biggest issues right now is a lack of good information on studio gear.
Yes, I am thinking about doing a beginner series. I think a lot of you guys could benefit from that. It's going to be pretty intense, and it won't be for free. That will definitely be a premium download, but I'm planning on doing about 2 hours of video on the whole beginner thing and just laying it all out for you guys. In the meantime, with that kind of budget, I would definitely head on over to the John Sayers Studio Design Forum and talk to those guys about how to outfit your rooms for actual tracking and mixing, because you will get some amazing information and learn how to save some money along the way. Best of luck to you, dude. Stay tuned for that beginner's course, though.
I have a Line 6 Spectre 530, and yeah, it's a piece of shit. When I didn't know anything about guitar last year, some Guitar Center employees said that this is the best amp for the price range.
Wow, you got lied to by a guy at Guitar Center. Can't say I'm surprised. Not saying all the guys who work at Guitar Center are bad. That's very far from the truth. I know a lot of awesome guys who work at Guitar Center. And the one thing I've seen is the turnover rate at Guitar Center is pretty high, because it's kind of a shit place to work right now. So you guys who are still there, hey, stay strong, and hopefully you'll get paid decently one day. But yes, there are far better options for the money. I always come back to the Joyo Zombie and the Harley Benton 1x12. You're going to get a far, far, far better sound than a Line 6 Spectre. Absolutely. Every single time. But yeah, Guitar Center doesn't carry that stuff, and their sales guys work on commission.
Hey Glenn, do you think that connecting a guitar straight to a Scarlett 2i2 interface is better than using any of the Line 6 amps, including the Spectre Mark V? Cheers from the Middle East, and fuck you, Glenn.
Awesome. Greetings from Canada. Again, I love hearing from you guys all over the world. I know there's a big following in the Middle East, especially in Jordan. You guys are amazing. Thanks so much for your support. Thanks so much for watching the show. Honestly, yes, you probably can get a far better result by connecting to a Scarlett 2i2 and going into some amp sims and some awesome cabinet impulses like the ones I offer, as opposed to just using a Spectre Mark V. Absolutely. In fact, my video on using freeware amp sims should have dropped by now, so if you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. It's definitely going to be worth taking a look at, especially if you're looking to improve your guitar sound and not spend a whole lot of money.
Things that sound better than a Line 6. My asshole exploding after bad Mexican food.
That was awesome. You rule, dude.
You got a real thing here. It stinks of Beavis and Butthead watching videos on the couch. And by stinks, I mean smells like roses. Make a show featuring good user tunes and give feedback, like a Dr. Demento for the YouTube University platform.
Of course, you're referencing our brand new show, Merciless Metal Mix Reviews. We've had 2 episodes of it already. Whole lot of fun. We found some really cool stuff along the way. Our next episode is going to be on August the 2nd at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We'll be doing a 2-hour live cast, so make sure you check it out, and hopefully we're going to get to look at maybe one of your tracks.
I don't think the sort of music lends itself to getting the best understanding as to the sound quality of the drums. You need to play a little jazz and maybe lower dynamic to get the contrast and resonance and tone of drums in general.
Yes, let's listen to some jazz on a metal show, because that's what we're looking for on a metal show. Jazz. This is why we don't allow drummers to operate heavy machinery, folks.
Why does Canada even exist?
Well, I was going to turn this into a real vicious comeback, but the truth is, most of my viewers are Americans, and you guys are amazing. Actually, I got a lot of American friends, and the American people are just awesome altogether. Why does Canada exist? Because it gives you a nice, safe place to visit for vacation. Hey guys, I'm going to add an extra question into this episode because YouTube's doing some weird demonetization thing and I'm trying a different edit. Here we go.
This sounds fucking dumb, but how does one tell good production from bad production? Is it a personal preference, or is there actual criteria for determining what separates the good from the bad, say comparing Dark Throne's Transylvanian Hunger to Judas Priest's Painkiller? Also, what are your thoughts on Celtic Frost?
Good production versus bad production. Oh man, that could be a whole series. What makes a record sound great? What makes a record sound terrible? Would you guys like to see that? I've been thinking about doing maybe my top 5 or top 10 favorite production records just in terms of sound quality. I'm very curious if you guys would like to see a video on that. I'd really like to hear from you on that. And about the Celtic Frost thing, or Celtic Frost, or however the hell we're supposed to pronounce it. Are you talking like Circle of Tyrants era Celtic Frost, or are you talking Cherry Orchards era? For those of you guys who don't know, Celtic Frost is like a legendary black metal band that in the late 80s did the most insane thing ever, and they put out a glam record. I am not making this up. The song's called Cherry Orchards. It is hilarious. I highly recommend going to check it out. They're so proud of it that they even deleted that record from their discography. That's how great that record was. Seriously, check it out. I'll put a link in the description below because it certainly can't be missed. Yes, it's awful. Yes, it's hilarious. And guess what? It's still better than Jen.
A level-headed, experienced, yet open-minded man who knows what he is doing and does it well. We need more of these people in the world. Keep it up, Glenn.
Well, thank you very much for writing that. I really do appreciate it. I know we do a lot of mudslinging on this show, but honestly, you guys fucking rule. Thanks for your support. Thanks for subscribing. And if you want to keep YouTube fun, head on over to my Patreon, spend $1, give a fuck, and keep YouTube censorship free. I'll see you next week. Till next time, Hasadigi boy.